All right, back from vacation. Was in California for 7 days. Kind of ate whatever I wanted. Still within limits, but whatever I wanted. So I did not follow my kind of like strict diet of very low carb. Definitely had the hotel breakfasts with waffles pretty much every day. So yeah, let's see the damage that caused. I'm not even going to take my clothes off because it's like this is going to be silly anyways. But at least with the clothes on, I can blame some of it on that. But let's have a look. All right, good enough. 220. I think the last weight that I showed you guys was 209. So, yeah, like I said, blame some of it on the clothes. You know, the camera, the stand, weighs some too. But considering I was on very low carb and then during my vacation, kind of, you know, the carbs came. Carbs also hold on to water weight. So, and I can tell from like looking in the mirror too, that the definition's kind of lost, and that's again holding on to water weight. But also, yeah, probably gained some weight during that time. So the trick to this is you let the fittest guy go first, and then you just try and keep pace. AKA, I'm going to slow everyone down if I go first. See you guys at the top, but this is... Made it. We're not the only ones. Alright, right now we're just bumming it around California. But I figured I'd show you guys this. Iced coffee is my guilty pleasure. I always add a shot of espresso because I told you guys caffeine staves off the hunger, appetite suppressant, it's great. But if you want something flavored, you know, I like to add vanilla. But, you know, it's like if you add just the regular syrup, it comes with a lot of calories, right? So what I do is I got the non-sugar vanilla sweetener. So you get the best of both worlds. Just add some almond milk to it. And it's delicious. Anyways, that's my tip of the day. And I'll see you at the beach. Alright, so this is the second episode in becoming the best version of yourself. So last time we talked about humbling ourselves and kind of searching out our weaknesses so that we can transform them into strengths. Right? It's only by knowing what our weaknesses are that we can work on them. So that includes, and I made this post on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. I post a lot more there than I do on YouTube. Here on YouTube, I just post like once a week, but on Instagram, it's pretty much every day. But on Instagram, I posted this a couple days ago, 2 days ago. While you are alone, ask yourself, who am I now? Who do I want to be? What is keeping me from committing to the transformation, right? And what we discussed in the first episode was you have to be self-analytical, so self-analyze yourself, identify those weaknesses, acknowledge them, and then now we start working on eliminating them, right? Because only once you start eliminating them do they quit being weaknesses and they become strengths. But the only way to do that is by being humble and being really truthful with yourself. Now, this idea of being humble and being truthful with yourself continues into this episode. Because this episode is, now that we know the problem that we have, we've been truthful, we've acknowledged the problem. Now, how do we fix it? How we fix it is by just doing the work, right? It's like so many people talk about, it's like, oh, I have to read this book, I have to do that, I have to do this, I have to watch these videos, I have to do everything. No, I think most of us know, right, that it's like I like to drink Coke on a regular basis, 2-liter Coke every day, right? Well, look at the calories in that. The calories in that are astronomical, right? By just cutting that out, you're going to be losing a bunch of weight already. And then same thing, it's like, oh, I'm inactive, right? It's like, well, if you just become a little bit more active, you're going to be burning a lot more calories. So that's another way that you could just start doing it. Like most of it is just start doing something. You don't have to be, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to start doing something, right? But what stops us from doing something? And that's what I wanted to talk about this time, because what stops us from doing things are the excuses that we have. And the excuses that we have for a bunch of things, they could be 100% realistic, right? It could be real, right? For me, it's like one excuse that I would have often, for not exercising or eating properly would be just like, yeah, I spent all day at work, worked really hard. Now I get to come home, I get to relax, or it's like, oh, I don't want to hit the gym now because it's like, actually, I want to spend time with my wife, who I haven't seen for a while, right? And these are the excuses that we come up with just to not do the work. And some of that might be a good thing, right? It's like, well, it's like spending time with your wife is a good thing, right? Rewarding yourself for a hard day at work when you're like hustling hard to make an income, right, and provide for the family, that's a good thing. But then the reward for that can be other things, right? So these are excuses that you have to eliminating. Some of them are worse, right? Some excuses for why we can't do it is like, well, I don't feel like it, right? Or it's like, I don't have the appropriate gear, or I don't have the appropriate equipment, or I don't have a gym membership, or I don't have enough money to eat healthy, or I don't, you name it. These are all just excuses for why we don't get things done. But you have to find these excuses and then you have to start eliminating them. But then the other thing that we do to really procrastinate starting our journey is we also distract ourselves, right, from the problem that we have. And the problem for us is, well, it's like we're obese and we need to lose weight, right? And then distraction methods for not getting started would be, it's like, I'm too, for myself, it was, instead of starting my weight loss journey, I would just go to work, and I would just put in hour after hour at work. And even though that's a good thing, it's like, even though you're still making money and you're taking it home, that's good. But that putting all my efforts into work was just distracting myself from getting this weight loss journey started, which I really had to do. And sometimes when we don't want to deal with the problem, not only do we come up with excuses, not only do we come up with distractions, but then we just avoid the whole thing altogether, right? And then we start lying to ourselves. It's like, well, it's not that big a deal. Or you don't look in the mirror, or you don't step on the scale, or you just start wearing sweats all the time, right? And you might laugh at that, but that's real. It's like that for me. It was like, well, I'm not going to wear jeans. It's like jeans are uncomfortable, and the reason they're uncomfortable is because they don't fit, right? Instead, I'm just going to wear sweats, and then I don't have to worry about it, right? And that's what I did for a long time. I just avoided the whole issue. I distracted myself with work, and the excuses were all, well, I'm too busy. I'm too busy to work out, and I'm too busy to eat healthy because like I work hard, and I can do everything I want to do. But now that you know your problem, now that you know your weaknesses, your distractions, how you avoid the issue, the excuses that you come up with. But the question is, how bad do you want it? Right? Why are you doing this? And it's finding your why that is the most important thing. Right? It's like if you do not have a strong enough reason why you're doing this, you're going to give back into the excuses, you're going to give back into the distractions, and you're going to give back into the avoidance. So you have to come up with a why for doing this. For me, and it's me and my wife's anniversary this week. When I started losing weight, I was doing it for her. I was definitely doing it for her because it's like when we went hiking in Utah, I kid you not, at some points, man, it's like she was pushing me up that mountain. And like that crushed me to a certain point, right? And I could tell because it's like we went on vacation with my friend Braden, and my friend Braden, you'll see it's like from the clips that I showed earlier. Super handsome guy, just absolutely ripped. But I was never able to give my wife that guy. It's like even for our wedding, it's like I was 300 pounds. I was never able to give her that. So it's like when I first started this journey, I wanted to give her that. And now as things progress, it's like my motives have semi-changed. Whereas I still want to be that for her, I also want to do it for me because I find that throughout this process, the discipline that the weight loss has given me has also carried over into other aspects of life, and the mental clarity that I've gotten throughout this process has helped me tremendously in other parts of my life as well. And this has also been a spiritual journey for me. So as I've been going through this weight loss, it's very interesting because I've learned to rely on God more and more. And with the fasting, it's like the fasting, I've done religious fasting through this as well, and I found that it really helped me get closer to God. But then also, now I'm also doing it for you guys who are watching, because I want to help you guys out too, because I found that throughout this whole journey, it's the weight loss and losing the weight it brings such a relief and a feeling of semi-peace. It's like where 300 pounds, I was always worried, what are people thinking about me? Like I can't go shopping because I won't fit this. But the peace that I have now, it's like I can exercise. I don't have to worry about climbing a mountain because I know I can do it. I don't have to worry about if my wife will think I'm attractive because it's like I look in the mirror now, like she's and yeah, I feel good. So there is a sense of peace there, and I think peace is what really matters at the end of the day. People worry about being happy. It's like happy this, happy that. And it's like I was the same way because for me it was like, yeah, I eat a donut, I feel happy. After that, no. So it's like, because then I wasn't at peace, right? Because then it was like the stress of what I just ate and knowing what that would do to me created more stress than it brought peace. But if your why isn't strong enough, if your reason isn't strong enough for why you're doing this weight loss, you're going to give back in. So guys, make sure that you find a strong enough reason, something that'll keep you going throughout this process. Whether it be your family, whether it be your health, make sure it is strong and deep. It can't just be to have abs, and it's like look good on the beach. That's not going to carry you through. It has to be strong. And then when you're eliminating these excuses, find alternatives, right? So it's like my excuse was is I couldn't go to the gym because I wanted to spend time with my wife. Well, it's like take your wife with you, or go to your wife's gym. It's like, oh, I deserve a snack after my hard day at work. Okay, well, it's like instead of chips, eat an apple. But don't procrastinate this journey. Don't try and avoid starting this by distracting yourself. It's not going to work and it's not going to be worth it. This idea of procrastination, I wanted to read this for you guys. This is in James 4:14. Why you do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. We don't know what tomorrow will have in store, right? All we have today is today. And I would really encourage you guys, get this journey started now. I wish I had done it a whole lot sooner, like a whole lot sooner. I could have saved myself a lot of heartache had I started this sooner. And if you keep procrastinating it, I think you're going to regret it even more. You're already not happy, you're already suffering being where you are at, being obese, having that low self-esteem. Why prolong it? Just get it started. Anyways, ending on kind of a sour note there, but anyways, yeah, 10 pounds gained, but we're gonna lose it again. I don't think it's actually 10 pounds, honestly. I weighed in the afternoon, already eaten something, already drank, so it's not my regular early morning weigh in, plus the clothes, plus the camera. 5 pounds on vacation is normal, and we can drop that right away. As always, guys, I'm special. You're special. I've proven that I can do it. And if I can do it, so can you. We'll see you in the next one.